Hey, I'm Alex, the GameWorks here at SGC 2015. What's your name and what do we stand in front of here?
I'm Chris Fernandez. This is Super Rad Raygun. It is our 2D retro-styled platformer based on a sort of a Game Boy look. Everything in the game, it's built at the original resolution of a Game Boy, but stretched out to widescreen. And then it's 4 colors throughout the whole game. And sort of in going with the whole retro aesthetic, it's also got a retro theme and story. It's set in the 1980s, and you are fighting an army of communist robots in the Cold War. So you'll be sort of jet-setting around the world to hotspots of the 80s. So you'll be in Nicaragua and Grenada. You'll be in Cape Town and Berlin, so yeah, all over the world, and saving the world from the Soviet Union and learning a little bit along the way.
So you said it's Game Boy graphics. Is it actually like this could have appeared on the Game Boy, like it's the same like pixel count, colors type of thing?
Not quite. We're doing a little bit of stuff under the hood. So the game is actually running on like a physics engine, and there's some like there's upgrade mechanics and systems, There's a lot of there's some little shader effects that we do too here and there. So it sort of starts as a Game Boy aesthetic, and then we play with that a little bit here and there to do some fun things with it, and to give sort of broaden what we can do in the engine.
So it's kind of like a Shovel Knight thing where you're going for the aesthetic but kind of cheating it a little bit.
Right. And the Shovel Knight guys are amazing. Like that game is that is. We looked at that one and we went back and looked at our game and we're like, all right, we're gonna learn some stuff from them because they did an amazing job of it and just their design and their aesthetics and everything. And yeah, we definitely picked up some cues from them that helped us push our game. Actually went to like a lecture that they gave at PAX East, I think, where they basically talked about some of the little nitpicky things you might not think about if you're building a retro game that help a game feel like a real genuine one. So we definitely learned from them by actually getting to sit down and hear them give a little lecture. So yeah, they definitely have helped and been an inspiration on the game. But they're also sticking a little bit closer to the retro thing. We are allowing ourselves to stray a little bit more for doing what we want to do with the game, basically.
Yeah, I was noticing some of the death animations are probably something the Game Boy wouldn't have been able to handle. Was there any specific thing that inspired you to do the whole retro thing? Like I'm looking at the game case here, and even the case, which I could show right there, it's also a super retro feel. So is there anything specific that you did for that, or was it just for ease of making?
So originally, basically the team is just me and another guy, Chris Bryant. We used to work together. He said, hey, I want to make a video game. I was thinking sort of a game that feels like Mega Man and do it in Game Boy 4 color, because no one's done that before. At the time I was like, sure, why not? And then I'm the artist creative type, so I'm like, all right, what's a good reason to justify making it like a 4-color super retro style thing? And I was like, well, let's set it in a super retro time period. And then from there, trying to if you're going to be spending years working on a project like that, you want it to have something behind it. So it's like, all right, let's give it this sort of funny, goofy story, but set in the real world, but filtered through the video game, the nostalgia we have for the time period. So yeah, it was sort of the aesthetic style was picked early on, and then we sort of tried to build a narrative to match that and everything. And then from there you just sort of expand out and make it about that as much as you can.
Is there any projected release date for it?
So it'll be out this year. We are sort of we're in the beta phase now. We are just basically looking to do QA, fix bugs, polish up a few loose ends, sand off some rough edges here and there. But yeah, we should be able to release it later this year. We're hoping for fall, and if not fall, then definitely sometime in the next year. It'll be on Steam, Steam for PCs. So.
Just PC? That's it?
Yeah, just PC for now. If the game is a hit and it takes off and we can justify porting it to other things, we'll do that. It was originally built in XNA. It started out life as an Xbox Live indie game. And so it was running on the XNA framework, which is now, really, really old. But we've rewritten some chunks, but we still have to port it to more modern hardware, which we're hoping we can do. It's just a matter of seeing once the game's out, seeing how well it does, and we would love to get this thing on a Nintendo handheld or a PlayStation Store or something like that. I think it'd be an amazing fit for those. It's just a matter of there's only 2 of us, and I'm the artist, so. So yeah, I'm all for my programmer friend porting it.
All right, well, thank you very much.
So there's like tactics and also teamwork, because each character has a different ability that can.
They do something that, while similar, is subtly but importantly different. Take, for example, the scene with Nathan Prescott, the douchey rich kid character who almost